Twitter rival Bluesky has accumulated over 7 million new users in just the 2 weeks since the presidential election. They now have over 21 million users, and a lot of people are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Iadarola.bsky.com. But other people are worried that, well, Elon Musk bought Twitter and utterly ruined it, and he's a massive troll with too much time on his hands, and so maybe he'll just buy this and ruin it. But the CEO of Bluesky wants to assure you the platform is billionaire proof. Listen to this.
You say you're billionaire proof. Does that mean that if a buyer with deep pockets were to approach, you'd give him the stiff arm?
The billionaire proof is in the way everything is designed. And so if someone bought Bluesky or if the Bluesky company went down, everything is open source. This means that someone else could pick it up and run with it. This means that you can move to another service and keep all of your followers. This means that, what happened to Twitter couldn't happen to us in the same ways, because you would always have the option to immediately move without having to start over. What you have to do now when you want to move services is you start from zero again. And, maybe you gain a lot of followers and really quickly on a new service, but you're still starting over from scratch. What we want to do is to give people the ability to port their social graph around from one service to another. And so that means that it can never, you can't shut down the right for users to vote with their feet and leave when they want to leave.
So to be clear, it doesn't mean that a billionaire couldn't buy it, but they're saying there that in theory, it wouldn't matter as much because the future is able to be, you being able to be like port over the people that follow you. And I have questions about that. I definitely think that's where we need to get to. I think people who are interested in what you say should be able to follow you widely on a lot of platforms or whatever. But anyway, that I think should allay some people's concerns. Bear in mind, it is still small compared to the others. Threads has roughly 275 million monthly users, according to Mark Zuckerberg, and he'd never tell a lie. Musk said in May that Twitter has 600 million monthly users, but it's estimated that it's probably about half of that. And obviously they're losing like 1 million users per day to Bluesky at this point. So it's still very much like David and Goliath. But Jordan, I know you're on Bluesky as well as me. What do you make of it? Are you concerned about the future?
No, I think what they're building and the way they've built it in kind of a decentralized way is smart and would allow you to continue to keep those connections if something were to happen to it. So I like it. I think this more of a decentralized and federalized approach to the internet and a more open internet is a restoration of the original internet that we all grew up on or came to love or had our formative years on. I like it. It's a much more positive environment. And also what Elon Musk has done to Twitter has ruined it. It was a decent site before, and now it's just miserable, especially when you add in buying account verification and then that propelling you to the top of people's replies. It makes it incredibly easy for the worst, most bad faith, vitriolic actors on the site to get the worst language that they could possibly think of in people's faces. And it's made for a largely unenjoyable experience for everyone. But yeah, I like Bluesky, what they're creating there. I'm at jordanule.com on there, and go follow John especially. It's a much more enjoyable site, and it's reminiscent of early Twitter.
Yeah, I agree. And that's all I want, really. And like there's some features like video stuff, maybe live streaming or something like that, but that's all it needs to be. And by the way, Threads could have been that on day one if they wanted to. If they didn't make the intentional choice to not kill Twitter, they would have killed Twitter. They chose not to do it, and I'm just enraged by that decision. But this potentially could, and I think that is a good thing. I agree. The verification thing there's been a lot of issues with Twitter, but that by far was the beginning of the end. And specifically, like under the auspices of free speech, advantaging people who pay to give them more. It's insane to me. And so glad to see Bluesky doing as well as it is. By the way, Threads is announcing a bunch of changes to make it more like Bluesky. So they apparently are concerned too, but they waited until they were forced to do it. People have been asking for this stuff since day one. So I don't know if that's going to work for them, but we'll see. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.